Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. Update is that I'm just getting a new camera. I'm getting the GoPro Hero 6. I have the 5 right now. I dropped it a bunch of times. That's why the sound is muffled. So that will be fixed because I'll have a new camera by next week, Monday. So stay tuned. Thank you for sticking in with me, even though the sound's been very wonky. So let's jump right into this. This is a good episode of How to Get Away with Murder, and I feel like this is how it should have came back, because I didn't really like how it came back, the last week. So in this episode, it's for the best. No, it's for the greater good. That's the title of the episode. And it starts off with Michaela. She's talking to Laurel, and Laurel is still on this whole, we need to go and help. We need to go and find Wes's killer. Actually, no, I know it was my father. Now I'm just trying to figure out how did he do it. I need your help. You need to just go in there, get some files, and we're done. We just need to cross the dots, because you know that Michaela is working at, well, it's Kaplan and Gold, and so that's the agency, the law firm that was representing Laurel's father. And Michaela's like, look, I don't have time for all this. You're doing all this chat-chat-chatting. I don't want to do this with you. I want to do this with you. I actually have a job to do, and I just want to move on. I want to move on. Leave me alone. I'm thinking, yeah, leave her alone. So Annalise is getting ready. I'm thinking, where is she going? She's going downtown to the regular, essentially where the social workers slash the lawyers who get assigned to regular cases, and it's essentially almost like pro bono, and the state pays for them. Yeah, she went down to there, and you have, what's the lady's name? Was Virginia. So Virginia, she's the DA down there. Well, Virginia is the one in charge down there, and she's trying to figure out, so what are you doing here? Because we can't afford you. And Annalise said, I know you can't afford me. I'm here to provide my services. So do you have are your issues under control? Well, which ones? I said, oh God, Jesus. They're drinking. Yes, I haven't had a drink since. They said, okay, good. And we have this case with this guy named Ben. Ben, his whole issue is that he was charged with murder. He was charged with murdering his, the mother of his child. And they looked at him. He's the type where you could tell he was gang affiliated. So he has all the tattoos all over. And so imagine a 16-year-old coming into court looking like that. He didn't stand a chance. That's just the truth of the matter. So now Annalise is taking his case, and first they're trying to see what evidence they have on him. So they're trying to go many angles. One of the angles is that Annalise wants to, see what he would actually say if he was on the stand. He flunks it because he was saying how, I was saying some disrespectful stuff to my baby mother, but at the end of the day, I still love her. And I'm thinking, oh God. Here we go. And that's what Annalise was thinking as well. So she was trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to go and spin this? How can I go and make it just seem like he wasn't given a fair shot? So that's what she's initially trying to do in court, trying to say that he's there for his daughter. He was, they more so looked at what he looked like versus the character, his actual character. And I said, well and good, but we see this conflict of, everyone needs a job. So Oliver, he has this new tech firm. He goes down to Nate and tries to see if he can get some work. Nate's just like, okay, I'll take your card, but you need to go. And he also sees Bonnie, and he was thrown off because it was like, wait a minute, what is Bonnie doing there? So now we get the little section where everyone gets caught up. And when I say everyone, I mean, we see that Laurel's there, Asher's there, and they're all talking about how, okay, Asher's been helping Frank go and study up on his, what is it called, LSATs, so that the law, the big tests for lawyers. So Asher's been helping him with that. Apparently, Frank and Bonbon are sleeping together. I'm sorry, I mean living together. It's just this whole thing. It's just like, wait, what's going on? And then that's when also comes out that Laurel, she had opportunities to go to actually potentially get an internship, and she's bailed out on it. Asher's not too excited right now because he just feels like we don't have much opportunities right now. Oliver, it's just like, wait a minute, all this is crazy, what's going on? Connor comes in and says, yeah, I quit. You quit what? I dropped out of law school, and we see his check for over $32,000. I said, wow. Wow. I mean, I thought my tuition was high, which it was, but dang. While Annalise is in court, then we see, oh God, Annalise. Nate comes there, and we're looking at this like this can't be happening right now. Nate's there because the other person who was supposed to be on the case wasn't there today, so they asked Nate to fill in. I said, this is sabotage. You can't tell me this isn't sabotage, and not even by Nate, by someone else. So they're trying to go and just paint this whole story of, based on the information that they have, is it essentially right for this man to still be in jail? And Nate's on the wrong side. I don't know if I'm going to like this, but Annalise, she ripped him a new one. She essentially was like, why are you here? Are you here to cause, cast doubt on the jury pool? Is that what you're here for? And the judge didn't like that. So that conversation ended pretty quickly. We see Michaela, she's at work. You can tell it's where she belongs. You see, everything is just in place. She's ready to go. She's wearing purple, which again is a sign of royalty, money, power. It's the whole look, all of it. I got all of it. And she was looking at Simon. Because Simon, he's making friends. Let's see, this man is trash. Like, he should be gone by now. But she gets a call from Asher. Asher's like, look, we have an emergency. Well, I'm at work. No, Connor's trying to quit. Put him on lock. Look, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Don't be stupid. So while they're trying to figure out how they can go and get Connor to stay, Michaela should have been looking to her left because her boss comes over and says, boop, boop, who's this? Takes her phone. Who's this? This must be your... Okay, got it. So Michaela tried to lie to her boss. Side note, her boss played, what is it, Ernstine on Underground. We call her Steen. So Steen, because that's what I'm calling her here. I don't care what her name is there. We call her Steen. Steen's there, so it's like, look, it's time for, what was it, the hellhole? Or something crazy like that. I said, I don't want to be a part of that. Essentially, everyone goes and they verse each other round after round after round until one person's crowned the winner, and they can work on any part of the company, any cases that they want, and be, under whoever they want's leadership. And it was really cool to see. Essentially, you need to know everything about Kaplan and Gold. Everything. So we get to the final four. Of course, Michaela's in there along with Simon. Disgusted. Laurel actually thought that if she went, it was nice to Bonbon, that Bonbon would give her an internship. Well, she said, no. And Nate came over there like, so you're not working with her? Of course I'm not. Annalise is talking to, what's her name? Virginia, and Virginia is kind of giving her a little bit of sauce. I said, wait a minute, what's going on? What's good? Virginia, I'm not sure if she's really thrilled with Annalise being on the case. At the time, I didn't know why. Now I know why. But Annalise had to go and give a urine sample because, remember, she's still under probation. She'll be under probation for a while. Laurel sees Annalise and it's just like, so, by the way, the baby's a boy. You're still trash for what you did. And I said, Laurel, I don't care what you're saying. You need to go. We get it. Wes is dead. Wes is dead. It does have, at the end of the day, with everything that you guys are doing, you guys are put in danger. But Wes is dead because of your father. I just want, damn, I wish she wasn't pregnant, because I wish someone would just go oops upside her head real quick, because she's getting on my nerves. Someone needs to knock some sense into her and get her back to reality. And I want it to be Annalise. I want it to be like, you need to stop that mess right now. Because the thing is, her mother, her father, they're not there. They're not present. She doesn't have a connection with them. She needs a motherly figure to go and feel like, little girl, if you ever go and talk that mess ever again, watch me. Like Steen is doing with Michaela. Because Steen said, hey, why are you focusing on that boy? As in Simon. He's in your head. No. He's in your head. I want you to win. I'm betting money on you. Girl power, black women. I said, oh my God. Michaela is so drawn to the strength of a black woman, that's all she really wants. That's all she really wants. There's a void within her that's just missing. She wants to look up to a strong black woman so bad and be a part of something bigger than her. And so originally, that's why she chose Annalise. Once she realized Annalise is essentially broken, then dumped her like a sack of potatoes and moved on. Connor's already blowing through a lot of his tuition money, and they're at a gay bar. I was a little surprised that Mijente was playing there. I have to say that. I said, no, wait a minute. What is going on here? But Nate calls Oliver, and Bonnie is there. They essentially want Oliver to go and crack into Annalise's phone. Now, remember, Annalise deleted the voicemail of, the voice recording of Ben, essentially acknowledging that he was verbally, let's say, abusive to his baby mama. And the issue is that anything that will paint him in the bad light will destroy him. Oliver still decides, oh, because she fired me, I'm going to go. Oh, God, everyone's going to know my nerves. Everyone is going to know my nerves except for Annalise right now. Oh, especially these dang kids. So then they got the voicemail. They recovered the voicemail. And their argument that was going on between Ben and his baby mother was the fact that, ooh, was he the father? Was he the father? Was he not the father? She was also going through postpartum depression. We know that for a fact. And that sucks because it's just too much. Laurel decides she wants to go and visit Frank. And I'm thinking, why are you visiting Frank? What's really going on? We already know that Frank's trying to get on Annalise's good side. He's living with Bonnie, and she's kind of side-eyeing him for that. Wes is dead, and she has a baby, and she's just trying to move forward, but life is hard. God, Laurel pisses me off so much that I don't even remember what she talks about. It's just like it goes in one ear and out the other. I don't remember what she said, and I don't care. All I know is what happened next. Virginia calls Annalise and tells her, look, you need to drop this case. Are you more so focused on getting a win for yourself or being a part of something? Or are you really trying to do this to better Ben? Because right now, you're screwing it up. I said, well, you were understaffed. So there is that. Annalise was distracted because she saw Bonnie and Nate talking. And she was pissed. She was like, oh, so you two railroading me? You two thought it was cute to railroad me? To railroad me, do that type of mess. You know what, Nate? No. Out the way, because you going inside, blindsiding me, I can understand that. I really can. I did you dirty. Got it. But you? I was decent to you. Not really, but I let you go because I want you to be free. I want you to have a better life. And so how you repay me is you go and try to be a lawyer. You were never that good of a lawyer. You were one step above mediocre at times. How dare you even think that you could go and pull something off? And then Bonnie said, you're a little shook right now, aren't you? Annalise's like, I'll show you shook. I said, Annalise, we can't do this right now. No. You have too many eyes on you. Don't lose control right now. There'll be a time and place for this, but not right now. You're going to need them sooner or later, so not right now. Anyway, Annalise got a call when she got in the car saying that she's to come to a morgue to identify a body. And yes, it was Jasmine. Jasmine had track marks, from allegedly doing drugs, and she was dead. Now, here's my thing. I feel like someone dying and the way how it was done and the fact that Jasmine had an episode to herself, that this isn't over. I 100% believe that this is a setup. You can't tell me that Jasmine just died and OD'd and that's it. No, I 100% believe that there's something bigger to this. Annalise then goes to her therapist because she needs to talk. It was either that or drink. Now, before that happened, Michaela has to deal with Laurel going and talking to her and saying how, look, I need your help. All you need to do is go in there and do X, Y, and Z. And, there's a country that's missing. It's the one that My father does illegal X, Y, and Z in Africa for Kaplan and Gold. So remember that one as well. I'm thinking, oh, God. Oh, be quiet. That's all I wanted to say. Stop talking. Stop talking. Anyway, Connor comes. Everyone else is there because they're doing an intervention. Why did Asher go and have the whole thing set up? I said, oh, Lord, Asher, sit down. Please sit down. Connor said, you guys are trying to help me. You are trying to be family. We're not family, especially since the fact that you would allow me to go and do what I'm doing so that I can just navigate my life right now and figure out the next steps, next journey. I said, that sounds cute, but bull. That's bull, because if we know that you're going the wrong path or we know that there's something off and you're not handling it the right way, why would we sit back and watch you self-destruct? That's not family. That's not friendship. That's trash. That's an enemy. That's sad. Come on now. Anyway, but he did like the meatballs, which I guess Frank made, so Frank looks like he can cook. Like I said, Annalise went to her therapist, told him about what was going on, and he said, you know what? Do you need help? She said, excuse me? Yeah, do you need help? Because all I'm hearing from you is, it just sounds like you were trying to downplay the fact that someone who you did care about just died, you just found out, and now you're throwing yourself into work to make you feel better, make yourself that you're feeling accomplished. Do I need to go and just write a note for you and get you out of this? Because if this is too much for you, then let it be too much. Let it be too much. You know, focus on your recovery. And then we see she left after that. She didn't want to hear that. She sees that there's this envelope. And the envelope, when she goes and looks at it, it's actually a recording of Ben's baby mother jumping out of the, what's it called? Out of the window. And him actually trying to save her. That was messed up. Because I can't get that visual out of my head. Frank and Bonbon, they're on the rocks. Frank and Bonbon, they're on the rocks. It just sounds like a drink. Now, that's happening thanks to Laurel. Because Frank said, why don't you just go and give her a job? Oh, yeah, that's what they were supposed to be talking about before. Why don't you just go and give her a job? She's pregnant. Help her out. And then Annalise calls him and says, so, did you leave this? Leave what? Leave this. Leave what? I don't know what you're talking about. And we find out who left it. Apparently, it was the DA, Virginia's boyfriend. Left it for Annalise. I'm thinking, what type of 10 degrees of separation is this? What? What? So Laurel finally gets what she wants, and she gets to intern for Bonbon. Now, Frank wants to see, not Frank, Nate wants to see if Bonbon's okay. Bonbon's just like, look, Annalise is usually mean to me, so this is nothing new. Frank found out who was the one who left the tapes because he talked to the security camera, he talked to the person at the front desk, and so now what's going to happen is Annalise runs to the jail, talks to Ben, tells him this is exactly what you need to do and what you need to say. So she invites Virginia there, and I'm thinking, why are you inviting her there? Because she's putting her on the stand. Why? Because Virginia originally had this case years ago, and what ended up happening is she was overworked and understaffed, and she had so many cases to deal with. Her caseload was so high that she essentially had 45 minutes to go and prep for his case before the trial started. And so she didn't stand a chance. She's sorry. It's an oversight. That video footage actually came from the ATM camera across from his building. And so she's like, I didn't have time to scope through hours and hours of film. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm thinking, you still trash. Like, I get what you're saying. I acknowledge the fact that you are overworked, understaffed. Forget underpaid, understaffed. But I looked at Annalise like, now Annalise, did you have to really go and do that? I knew what her goal was. That's why I didn't say anything at the time, but I still thought it was a little trashy. We knew it. Laurel only wanted to work for Bonnie so that she can go and get some records from the DA office. She finds out that her father was in town the night of the murder. She gives it to Michaela, and Michaela just has this look of, oh my God, I hate you right now, but now I'm in. I hate you right now, but now I'm in. That's all I got from her. So now they let him go. He gets to go and be with his daughter. It sucked that his daughter had to go and see that tape. His daughter had to go and hear the allegations of, oh, are you really, is he really your daughter? No, is she really your daughter? Is that really your father? They were doing too much. So now Virginia's pissed at Annalise. She's so pissed that she actually spits not at Annalise, she spits to the left. So I said, okay, you're not trash. That was a little trashy, but you're not trash. And I did feel bad for her. Annalise said, no, not today. She was about to rough her up, and then it's just like, oh, there's people watching? Okay, I need to chill out. And then once that's over, Annalise talks to her therapist. Her therapist says, what's wrong with you? Why would you go? There's other ways. You could have talked in the person's chambers, at the judge's chambers, and disclosed that information. But you purposely wanted everyone to see that, everyone to hear that, wanted it to be public. You could have potentially ruined her career. No, look at me. Look at all the stuff that I've done. She won't be disbarred. No, she may get suspended, but she won't be disbarred. And most importantly, I understand how it is, that office is understaffed and overpaid, and she acknowledged it on the stand in front of a federal judge. So now maybe change could happen, and if it won't happen because the judge won't do anything, now I can do a full civil lawsuit against them so that they could go and allocate more funds to them. I understand Annalise's motives, but then I said, you didn't do this just to help others. Let's be honest. So then she says, yeah, I did it for... I wanted a win. I wanted to win. I wanted to do something that I thought would help a lot of people. And so what? I did a sacrificial lamb. And that's why I said, and that's why you were partially wrong. Doing that to that woman, embarrassing her, proving that she's inadequate. The whole thing was getting the guy out of jail. What you did was you tried to use her to finagle a case, and you're telling this to your therapist that's appointed by a judge as if he isn't at liberty to go and disclose this information back to the judge, and then you're trying to flip it on him and say, see, you're always trying to try to put me in my place. Ever since I told you about my last therapist, you're trying to see how you can get one over on me. You're not going to break me. I'm too strong for that. He said, why don't you bet on yourself? You focus on everyone else. Bet on yourself. I'm thinking, he is right. I don't trust him, but he is right. Like, I can't at least chill out. So now it's time for Michaela to go and battle Simon. And Simon buzzes in first. He gives the answer. He essentially said like Nigeria, basically. And he was wrong. So then it was up to her. It was based on what Laurel said, because I guess it wasn't public knowledge. Oh, so her answer was Kigali, Rwanda, Africa. That was the correct answer. That's looking at her like, that's my girl. That's right, baby. They the only women in there, and they black. Trust and believe. Why Asher's at the gay bar? No. Asher's at a gay strip club with Connor, and they're both drunk. Oh, Connor's complimenting Asher on his butt and saying, since you're unemployed, you can go and get some work here. Asher gets up and starts to try and do some type of twerking or something. And we see these two older men come up behind him. I said, so who are they? Because I know Oliver brought them. Who are they? Connor's dads. I said, wait a minute. So Connor's gay, and we don't know as of now, we don't know if they're gay, or maybe one could be a stepdad, one could be his biological dad, one could be a foster dad. Who knows? Or they really could be, in a committed relationship, and that's interesting. If that's the case, if Connor's dads are gay, and he's gay too, or I don't know. I was kind of get this vibe like Connor, he could go whichever way the opportunity flows. That's more so the vibe I really get from him. But Michaela, of course, since she's MVP, she's like, hey, Stein, I want to work for you. I think you're the best, and you have the best cases. She said, okay, done. She brought 2 drinks and Steen, well, she took both of them. I was like, is that all? Well, yeah, that was. But then 2 months later, we have, what's his name? Was it Isaiah? No, Annalise's therapist. She thought that he saw Annalise down the hallway, but it was actually Michaela. He knew who Michaela was. She was looking at, the newborn babies, and she was just like, no, he's dead. Everyone that, I'm just surrounded by death. Everyone around me dies. And she looked bad. She had blood on her. Her hair was like what? Her face, she looked like she got into a fight. In all honesty, didn't they say something about Laurel having drugs in her system? Look, Michaela looked like she may have had some stuff too. I'm just saying, Michaela didn't look right. That didn't just look like I was in a fight for my life. That looked like I had something a little extra as well. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Oh, thank you, Jesus, the new